This is Excel's new hash operator, and it has unlocked a new way of writing Excel formulas. And in this video, I'm going to show you two amazing but absolutely practical ways to use this hash operator. So without waiting, let's start. Before we jump in, let's understand how dynamic arrays work in Excel. In this data, I have amount and then I have discount column, and I want to calculate the net amount after discount. In normal way, how would I do this? I'll simply say this is my amount and then minus starting bracket, select the discount into amount again, close the bracket, hit enter, and this is the net amount after discount. And then simply I will drag this formula down. But with dynamic array, this is not something I need to do. I'll simply enter equals again, select the entire column of amount, come back, and then I'm going to say minus start bracket, select discount column, come back, and then multiplication, select amount column again, close my formula, hit enter. And this is how dynamic arrays work in Excel. Just with one formula, you can apply it to the entire column. And if you look at here, if I select any of these cells, it just pops out and I have this border around this dynamic array. But if I try to delete anything from this column, I am not able to do that because the formula is in the first cell, not in the entire column. The only way to delete this formula is to delete it from the first cell. That's how dynamic arrays work. But now let's understand how we can use the hash operator of spill range operator in Excel. Let me show you one absolutely amazing example of using hash operator and dynamic arrays. Here in this report, I can use this drop down to change this report, but that is not just the best part. This report works with 4 different columns. I can choose which column I want to use for the report, and that is something just by changing this drop down from here. And in the same way, this chart is changing with the data, and that is something I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. First of all, let's start with building the drop down list. So I'll use this keyboard shortcut Alt A V V, and then from the list I'm going to go to source and select these 4 columns from here: sales representatives, region, product, and channels. So I'll say OK, and my drop down is ready. Now I'll use a dynamic formula to get values based on the drop down. So I'll start with unique function, and I'm gonna say unique, and then I'm gonna use the index function. And in index function, I'm gonna select this entire 4 columns, basically sales representative to channel. And in the column, I'm going to use this function called xmatch. And in the xmatch, I'm going to use the value from the drop down as lookup value. And the lookup array is this heading, these 4 cells from the heading. And I'm going to say exact match, close xmatch, close index, and close unique function. Hit enter. And now I have these values based on this particular drop down. If I change the drop down, the values are changing here. Now, the next thing is to have the net amount. And for this, I'm going to use the function called SUMIF. And I would say SUMIF. And in the range, again, I'm going to use the index function, selecting all these 4 columns. And for column num, I'm going to use again the xmatch. Same thing, value from the drop down. Lookup array is these 4 cells from here. And I'm going to close the xmatch, and let me just move it here a little bit. Close index, let me just change with exact match, close the index, and in the SUMIF, now this is where the use of hash operator starts. So instead of selecting a single cell here in the criteria, what I will do, I will use the hash operator here, and it will select all the values from me up to this dynamic array. And now I'll say, what is the sum range? I go here, select this cell from here, and again I'm gonna press hash from here, and it will select the entire column from here. I'm gonna close it, hit enter, and now I have values for every product. But that's not the best part. If I change it from here, region, I have amount for region, and if I change it to sales representative, I have amount for the sales representative, and same is for the channel. And let me just add a dynamic formula here to have serial numbers as well. I'll say sequence, and I'm gonna say count A, select this cell, press hash, column 1, start from 1, and now I do have serial numbers and they are changing with my report. Now we need to create a dynamic chart based on this report, and for this we need to make a tweak, and that is very, very interesting. So what I'll do, I'll select this data from here and I'm going to go to insert, click on my column chart and put it here. This is very simple, but the problem is if I change from here, if I'm changing my drop down here, this particular chart is not working well. It's not including the entire data. So what I'll do, I'll simply let it here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to formulas and click on name manager. From here, I'll click on new, and here, let me just say type, and I'm going to select this cell and enter hash here. Again, the same thing with the hash operator. Click OK, click new again, and I'm going to name it amount. Let me just select the correct cell from here, this cell, and again the hash operator. Click OK. My name ranges are ready. Let me just go back, right click on my chart, say select data, and in the legend entries, I'm going to say edit, and here instead of this hard coded reference, I'm going to type the name range. So I'll say amount, click OK, go here for the horizontal categories, remove this hard reference, and now I'm gonna type the name, the type of the name range, click OK, and now my report is ready. That is changing with the drop down. Here I'm going to show you how you can use hash operator to create dependent drop down list. So first of all, what I do, I will open my data validation dialog box. So I'll say Alt A V V, and here I'm going to say list, and this is my Excel table. This is an Excel table. So I'll go to source and click on, I'll select the department column from here, come back and click OK. And now I have this simple department drop down list here. Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the unique function to get the unique departments here as headings. So I will also use the transpose function to get it in a horizontal, in a single row. So these are the departments, and here I'm going to use the filter function. So I'll say filter function, and in return I want employee names, and the condition will go to the department column. And here the condition is the department name. And for if empty, I'm going to get a blank value from here. I'm going to hit enter, and this is my employee name based on the department name. So let me just drag it here, Control R, and these are the names of the employees in every respective department. Now what I'll do here, before I create my dependent drop down list, let me just show you XLOOKUP function, which is quite smart. And I'm going to say this is the lookup value and this is the lookup array. Here you can see, instead of showing me the entire range, this entire range from E15 to H15, it has used this hash operator. But what I'll do, I'll remove this hash operator from here and I'm going to get the exact range. And then in the return array, I'm going to say, this is my range. Now, when I close it, hit enter, I only get one employee's name, the first employee's name. Even if I just change department and if I just go to the HR, I'm getting the first employee's name from here. But as soon as I edit my function and use hash operator here, hit enter, now I get names of all the employees. And if I just change to marketing, to sales, I'm getting it this way. Now what I'll do, I'll just take this from here and I'm going to remove it here. And I'm going to say Alt A V V. And from here, I'm going to go to list, paste it here. And let me just select this and say F4 to convert it into an absolute reference. Click OK. And now here I have my dependent drop-down list that will change the employee based on the department as per this data. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and make sure to check out this video on using double minus sign in Excel formulas. And I'll see you